Hello. It looks like I can't find the original recording to this without it being on split screen. You could barely see it. There's like me in the middle. It's really kind of silly. Um, so it's actually quiet, and I think I have the energy to and the mindset to be able to try this slideshow again. So um, I tried to learn Kabbalah a couple years ago, and I watched a whole long thing about it, and it didn't resonate with me at all. I couldn't, you know, connect anything. Watched Mark Passio's depiction was just beautiful and very easily understood, and it made sense. Then I did my own self study, watched him again, and it just really crashed into me solidly. So, at least for me, and it's what I love about it is tarot is so personally delectable. Like, no one tells you what to do. So this is the Tarot's Hidden Book, my interpretation of what I've gathered, that I'd like to share for whoever would like to listen. So this is the fool's journey of heroism, hidden occult knowledge, root to crown, is what we do, and soul seeds of God's soul's seed of God grows within our magician's choice to soil new seeds, karmic life. I think might have spelled that wrong. Well, I spell everything wrong. So, anyways, so Kabbalah, abracadabra. I actually found a really cool information on this, and there was a bunch of pictures that I missed in my next slideshow. But fool becomes aware to intent. So to become to the magician's place, you become aware. Then you can actually move forward with purposeful intent. So the microcosmic internal systemic soul growth is really your first tree of life, 0 through 10, or shall I say 0, 10 to 1. Everything's flowing. The macrocosmic is the universal whole, all is one. It's the humanity's souls, connection, consciousness, endless paths of choice. That's, the first tree. Your goal is to take the sword out of the stone. That's your goal. When you do that, then you're going to snake in your chosen paths for the second ideal of rendition of living your life. I will create as I speak is the definition of abracadabra. It is from the Aramaic phrase avra. Go? Feel free to read that. I can't. It's so far away. But really, when you consider the trees of life and just how resonating it is with, as above, so below, geometrical shapes and DNA. It's really, really cool. So I'm going to really try and speed through this and not ramble. So we're going to go ahead and try this out. So the typical tarot deck is consisting of 78 cards to convey truths regarding the aspects of our own being. They're all different archetypes of our being and laws of the cosmos. The decks consist of two components, the major arcana and the minor arcana. The major arcana consist of 22 cards, 11 of which deal with the aspects of the human psyche and 11 of which deal with the aspects of natural law. The minor arcana consists of 56 cards divided into 4 suits: wands, cups, swords, and coins, each consisting of 14 cards, ace through 10, plus the 4 count cards or trump cards for each suit. So we do have the coins, which is the inherent qualities, the material plane, earth. We have swords, the intellectual mental plane, air, cups, emotional, water, wands, action, plane of will, fire. Per my other video, now I see this as Coins is the daughter, cups is the mother, swords is the son, and wands is the father. And here's some, it's always fun to break down words to their origins. So definitely something worth doing. Here's just some, I don't understand the 22 paths. They connect things like the cards between these points, and it doesn't make sense to me. So these videos kind of explain my interpretation, but Mark's totally, I feel, on point. You know, here is the key from back in the day. This used to not be known. So this was what you were trying to figure out. So you go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6 is really the center key. These are connected, and these share the same position if you put this in a 3D model. Correlating chakras, microcosmic, right? Birth wheel, the wheel of fortune. What are the stars gonna give to you? Through this journey, you do have a little tiny glimpse of truth that you have forgotten from this plane of higher knowledge. This is the material world or manifestation, right? He'll lead the way if you sit in silence and just really. I love these two cards. It is encompassing with the sun. So inside that little tiny lantern is a piece of the sun. And then you're going to go ahead and see the differences here. And this is just kind of the explained by Mark's slides, which is really perfect. You know, this is kind of the set in stone path and the things that you got to figure out for yourself. Find balance, temperance, really, between all these things to pull the sword out. When we come back down here, how are you going to snake through knowing what you know now? What are you going to do with that? So this is going to be more about the feminine aspects. This is more action based. Second tree, you're really just going on the aspect of being blind or opening your eyes. You know, refusal to see truth or acceptance. Evolution or stagnation. So the DNA expressed through the source of the tree of life. I just think that there's a lot of fun stuff here. I added some slides in the next one as well. So the Fool, thought and sound before birth. I hold within truth of all. I start the path of growth and self-realization to gain the gift of magic above. Loving my seed from earth to sky, Goddess Sophia cracks open the nut of darkness. Only a fool would enter and be labeled a nut, joker or jester of the deck. So this is where we start off. Above, come into thought, we're actually going to start, get our birth wheel. My soul becomes I, and I have forgotten knowledge hidden within. From the ground I grow, a reflection from the stars at start, to earn my crown through exploring life. Alchemical balance to define my personal recipe others can't decipher. My path moving forward is to understand intention of manifestation upon humanity as the correlating mirror of my eye, connecting to source and to all, as within, so without. Sophia spoke, stars and moon agreed to express themselves for her. Goddess Nut coated thy seed of the stars within. Spinning the wheel brings fortune's tune and vibration of possibilities. Follow the light, follow the sun, child of fate and destiny. wheel spun and the odds in favor by way of luck and of karmic past lessons, chaos of creation, a point to turn, serendipity. The Hermit, inner voice and synchronicities, reminding of forgotten truths and inner wisdom. Only a glimpse of the light leads. The presence of darkness defines the beauty and meaning of source. The magician later unites light, empowering light of the whole sun or son of man. From candle to celestial ray, by knowledge and thoughtful pray. Understand thyself, understand all. Hermit guides so thy can lead. Love that. Strength. Animal instincts lead east towards the morning sun. Calmness and quiet strength of spiritual nature heals. Embracing fear's serenity with courage, the moon calls. A Leo's roar sets forth graceful leadership. Lion's purity of heart and thought is now saddled for purpose of action. The Chariot, number 7. Willpower and determination leads to victor. Opposing energies needed. Lions, if not cared for, would leave me too grounded. Paths lead to the sky and the stars later, preparing thy chariot and earthly animals to be led by conviction that was sowed from strength. Yeah, see, I spelled sowed differently again. I'll do that. I'll spell the same word completely different 5 times in one paragraph. With harmony, unity, and choice of duality experience, the realm of love connects to every archetype as the core and centra of all physical matter. Finding the love in destruction of old and building anew will vibrate stronger later. What truly matters for now is to understand of thy spiritual love is the bridge from earth to heaven. Right? So we got to get the strength, the motherly instinct and love to just nurture the strength that has to come forth. But it's all got to be in balance, right? So strength has really provided that balance for the chariot to set forth. The Hierophant, very interesting card because it's really kind of got 2 depths of meaning in my eyes. Personal lessons of the inner spiritual relationship with oneself is the teaching. Service to spirit education. You need not be taught or told. The hermit will assist as the wolf in sheep's clothing will cry Antichrist and will plead a call of Phallus. Thy Christ is within. The devil lingers here later, either within your self-made demons or the demons of spiritual tyrannical teachings that you need not obey. Natural law is your personal contract. Man's laws are flawed. So a lot of people look at this card as the faith, religion, spirituality, and it is those things. I just think that this card speaks more than just that. Emperor. Define masculine of authority, natural leader, building structures strategically and analytically, thinking intently, taking action, governed within, is a fine balance of power and duality. As with the Hierophant, this role can be abused in the world and so carry over that lesson. Temperance will help out later. Balance is key for such a role of importance and vigor. People in power need balance the most, right? 3, the Empress. A mother's love embraces all the work that has been done. Balance and attention of the soul. Showing the source of life at this moment. We get the presence that where life is made, later life is taken. Focus to live and unalive bad habits. Later you will surely transition and experience death. Meaning of this follows the importance of the fruit of the physical, the source of nutrition to express energy through the emperor. divine feminine of the motherhood and fertility, overflowing of prophetic, prolific creativity, and goddess. I could have been trying to say two different things there with two of the words. Okay. Sensual abundance, nurturing with unconditional love and empathy, unification of mind, body, and soul. The highest priestess. Powerful dreams and visions full of psychic insight, serendipity and synchronicities, introspection, knowing that you have forgotten. You realize that you have. This is me. Law of nature to become one. I always play around with words and I trip myself up sometimes. The chosen fruities feed thy. Did I really fit that? The chosen fruits feed thy soul and come rough and mutable. Stay in the center, left to right we grow, but only in the center latra we climb because of Jacob, if you will. Gathered materials lead you forth to rise above. Later you will see things from a different perspective that will leave one hanged. We've reached it to the magician. Now that you remember and obtain skills and talents you can naturally manifest resourcefully with creativity inside and manifest outward for all with balance and equality above and below. Choice is now a weaving one to grow deeper within and connect a water source to hydrate others. Occult knowledge is neutral as truth is just that itself. A hand kept in one's pocket or taken out to assist another is where the path now leads for you to choose. Through man's law, share what you have learned with a magic touch. Take heed of selfish deeds, for later justice will be calling. The judgment. So redemption, knowing your motives on the heart central level with transparency, revealing the spirit, self-assessment, and the reflection of the world viewed from the other perspectives. New birth chart, if you will, crafted by the magician of self. It's kind of like the birth path or how you refined, right, what was there before, how you, to for the next phase. Choices will guide you and for snake's paths, building connections to centra latra, snake branches locked in centra climbs, snakes and ladders define. 19. The sun, inner beauty and joy, before the hermit sets forth a fulfillment of goals, pure as the fool with the crown obtain, manifesting dreams from sky to centra, positive love, exuberant creativity, a card to say yes, child. Continue. Hidden truths and illusions and emotional pull can sneak in. Conform from pressure as comfortability rewards now. Payment looms ahead. The unknown and facing fears to claim benefit from sunglasses at night. Intuition of the unconscious mind, mystery, symbolism, and metaphor. It took strength to get here and still is needed for this moon moment. Uncertainty of dreams and perceptions, questions will linger. The stars, 17. Wishes, my computer's glitchy. 17. Wishes granted and opportunity acts towards others, pouring where needed in balance for the pure good of the sun and lessons from the moon, healing to help. I. Knowing this is the right path, inspiration to temper more stars for the one made centra. 16. Chaos of unexpected change, challenged beliefs, new awareness and perspectives as you rebuild from the questioning of choices of yourself. Moon lingers for changes at all times, always always needed as all is in divine order. Ride the waves and build anew. Muscles rip apart to become stronger. Love taught us much in every aspect and can rip and tower to grow, as needed in every archetype for purpose. As Y is central and connected to all, love and tower, the yin and the yang. The devil, vice and addiction loom like liberation is needed, and a healthy version of the questionable behavior seeks attention. Healing starts here. Manipulation and lying to yourself or believing from others reside in divine order to resist. Temptation and being trapped in old ideals. Temperance behind and ahead, and the choice to do or don't. Careful as this card interplays with the Hierophant, so take heed to the outward's face being what they claim not, and look within for the high spiritual connection of self and of source. And one of the key aspects of this deck, it's mentioned a lot, I think it's very poignant, is that these people have chains around their neck and they seem content with it. It's big enough to take off. And I think that's really reflectant. We are our own. 14, temperance. Alchemy, blending energies, moderation, balance, and duality are the result of mixing fluidity of the ideas of time, powerful motion of frequency, and of life's neutral resistance that give way of energy force. Purpose and patience is the accompanying card for the masculine tendency from the Emperor. In danger to drink, to feel, or slow down constant action. Alchemical balance that's not measured and cared for can lead to ailment elixirs. Balance. 13, death. Transformation. Change in new beliefs. Symbolic death of old ideals. Place of hard lessons, but always an opportunity to build anew. The direct connections to the devil and the hangman towers just as speaks to the snake's path up the ladder for the eye and all. Express the Empress gives birth and will hold her child's hand through death and rebirth. Surround 12, the hangman. Surrendering to the will of the cosmos with the intended pause of reflection, letting go to embracing a new sacrifice and a new wisdom. The world looks different, and you can never unsee truth unless made to forget. Connection to Alzheimer's and dementia. If you dislike the perspective, cut down the tree you hang. It is a branch or the whole tree. The lesson is valuable to see all perspectives. Now you travel back to earth to assist others with support of the highest priestess. Shine the light gained for others to see. Stay to the right, but fish on the left. The center is our goal. Keep focused and cut the rope if it strangles, and you will find it. Come back to water the tree and the forest it grew from. 11, justice. Natural law, balance, magical karma, fairness with cause and effect on the spiritual level versus judgment. This is, judgment of self, of others to you. This is an opinion. This is natural law. This is objective, it is. Endless paths can be taken. Nothing is streamlined as presented. Man will judge and make laws. Did you follow when it was wrong? The work within is always a progress. but the focus is now on the world. This journey will have marking from past, present, and future in every moment till we meet here, Justice Day. Magic was used. Who and what was fed? What is next? It's funny because I kind of answer that in the next video, huh? So completion, the world 22 or 21. Oh Lord. Completion, wholeness, abundance, achievement, the next level of consciousness, travel, success, happy endings. As with all seen through the Fool, I did not proofread this. Well, obviously, I just didn't care that much. It's just the point that matters. I want people to do their own studying, so I'm not trying to tell people. Now, as one, we now have that connection to all ones in the calibrated expression while we continue to grow within left and right to get to the materials needed for the latter north. Earthly portal opens as your birth chart is colorized before your eyes. All elements convene, ascend to be fooled again. Beat game, what is next to do? Restart, reincarnate, basically, which a lot of people say is hell, really, with not ascending, basically. With that, embrace the Fool for the world, the Hermit for the sun, judgment of choices, judgment of astral self, reincarnate, judgment, and birth wheel meet at the Fool and the world. The sun and the Hermit meet, the magician and justice. Do they need to marry for a new or cap off with the crown and the sun? Which is funny. Cap off, basically. I ended up realizing kind of what that was. So just kind of the idea, right? These are all the Fools. These are all going through the placements. So in the 3D tree of life represented in one, these two share a center, not only position, but location or whatever. I said it better in the other time. So here's the Fool and the world. It makes sense that they share a spot, right? We have the world, your birth wheel and judgment, the Hermit and the sun, strength and the moon, the chariot and the stars. I just love how they go together. The Lovers and Tower, the Hierophant and the Devil, the Emperor and Temperance, the Empress and Death, the Highest Priestess and Hanged Man, the Magician and Justice. And you'll notice these are just kind of all over the place. Makes sense. So the lady on the show, this is Wisdom Teachings, I think. She did a whole season on talking about tarot, and I just think that water is below earth, because there is water below earth, and water is married to the fire, and between are the twins. Here's some information. Push pause. A man who lies to himself and believes his own lies becomes unable to recognize truth, either in himself or in anyone else, and he ends up losing respect for himself and for others. When he has no respect for anyone, he can no longer love, and in order to divert himself, having no love in him, he yields to his impulses, indulges in the lowest forms of pleasure, and behaves in the end like an animal. And it all comes from lying to others and to yourself. I believe in truth. That is my fight, even if it's ugly. So again, we all need to pull the sword out, sword in stone. And then the snake is the free form. How you gonna do that? Here's your personalized, like, cards. Um, so 8, 9, and 10 of cups for me. So I see these a little bit different. See, I don't understand the past at all. Queens, kings. Oh, they put the princess there. Wait, what? Oh, princes and princesses. Yeah, see? I see something else. Pretty sure these people know what they're talking about, but that's the thing, is no one tells religion and spirituality should just be something that calls to you. So I think everyone should just not be told. Go feel for it. You'll be guided. Those who seek will be let known, period. So I'm really connect with the Ace and Princess of Swords. God, are those my cards. Legit. So these are resources. You can look, maybe it makes sense to you. And there's tons of information, I think regarding all these paths. And I'm learning the Hebrew. It just doesn't make sense to me yet. And I would like to understand that perspective as well. It's just my brain's not letting me find a connection. But I found a connection for myself. So the journey begins. This is more about the practical plane. This is more about the mental plane. And this is more about the spiritual plane by ways of the meme. This is just a really cool poem. It was like I didn't leave all the information. Look into this. There was something that led me to this, and it's so funny how they're so dramatic by saying, "Oh, they made this poem, about a mother giving birth and metal instruments." I mean, I totally see an esoteric like depiction of like Christ here. If you look at watch my other video, I go more into it. I really want this video to be short and to the point, but I do love this one. Okay, so dig deeper. It's really not about what's under the tree, but who's around it that matters. We've all said that, and we still mean it, but I thought about it in a different perspective. Dig deeper. If sought, if sown, I spelled it a third way wrong. Okay, sorry. If sought, if sown, let it shine. Gems under thy tree set free. Land roots take, the routes they snake. Initiates ingredients comprised of eye, whisking about, senses perk towards trees. Roots tended, ones presented, pretended. Frequencies roar, people tune, gathering around your tree. Nurtured love, lumberjack, keys within boxes placed at the skirt, screaming or whispering alert. Shining light upon hidden words in thy book, appearing as a fishing hook. Fisherman, purpose defined, entangles strings, roots held tight, define and defend eye from eye. Sword pulled, sword protects, plague of man never forget. Light is all defined by dark, let it shine upon thy ark. The beaker, the mark, let us embark. Dig deeper. Just hit pause and definitely take a little gander at some of this fun stuff. Levi, that came up too, something about the 12 tribes or something. Anyways, just threw that in there again, I guess. That's it. So I hope that that was a little bit of a faster rendition to kind of explain the placement of the Tree of Life, because I forget that I think the main way that people look at the Tree of Life with the tarot cards placed on them, I think is differently than the way that Mark does it, that I like, that makes sense. So, all right, thank you so much. Ta ta.